honestly, it's remarkable to me is that I don't want to retire with a broken leg or whatever, but he didn't,
I make this project work.
Definitely is something that more and more are transferred to the MotoGP. So let's say that.
Joe, always a pleasure. Have a great winter, and we'll see you in 2025. Thank you very much. Let's just have a quick check out. So Johan Zarco is having a pretty good morning here in Barcelona on the Castrol Honda LCR machine. He's 8th fastest with a 1:40. You're still on the sofa for that one.
I enjoyed the story from Lucio there of Somke Alcantara's first words after he came in after his opening Body MotoGP.
When he made his debut in Valencia last year, he came to his media scrum and he just looked absolutely drained, exhausted. He just said, my brain's completely frazzled. What on earth happened today? He was having to contend with so many tweet as well. Of course, Kawauchi, I think he's going to be more
satisfactory for Hoy even though he did become the first independent rider in the MotoGP era.
He's now going to drop down the hill into turn 5. He had quite a scary crash here in practice through the weekend. He'll be certainly a little bit more tentative through that part of the 7th. Into P1. We track him over the line into the shade of the main grandstand, and he's close. 1:40.059, just over half a tenth he is then back of Acosta, the new Red Bull KTM RC16. Of course,
very last lap on Sunday with a lap to go. Pedro Acosta was going to finish Binder's case and lost in the case of Pedro Acosta. Made all the difference. And he gave Binder 5th in the World Championship, which was some recovery for him, given that he took Motegi to taking that first MotoGP win, be it either on a Saturday or on a Sunday. He's now our fastest rider of this Barcelona test. You see there, his crew chief, Paul Trevathan, has followed him across from the test-free box into the Red Bull KTM factory racing box. And Pedro Acosta, being the rider that he is, being the character that he is through his career so far, winning is all he's here for the GP to finish 5th or 6th in the World Championship. He moved up from Moto 2 for the 37. Given that he came so close on a few occasions without any question, saying that he wants to step forward as we've had our first crash of the rookie season of Ayagura in MotoGP through turn 2. One of those corners that we said you have to be careful of today in these cool conditions, and the Moto 2 world champion has had his first.
And as soon as he banks it left, nothing you can do about that. Nobody's cat-like reflexes are going to bring that one back. It's such a tricky left-hander, that turn 2. It's got second gear, about a MotoGP action for Ayagura, and he has the first crash then going through turn 2 just after midday local time here. Alberto Girabiola, the beast crew chief at Gresini Ducati Championship, but short in the fight for 3rd overall in the championship, as the 63 then is sticking all over the back of the most hurtful, the most damaging one was the crash at the Sepang Sprint, where he said going into that
there and giving those 16 points, and he does win the World Championship for a 3rd consecutive year. But if spots and maybes don't win you a World Championship in the end, I think ultimately
because of the light sail, Augusto joins Jack down into lane.
Yeah, not confirmed, but Augusto standing across from me in a blue polo that says Yamaha Racing on and a blue hoodie that says Yamaha Racing on. So Augusto, I think we can probably guess you signed.
Putting him in his place at Tech 3.
Just the one sprint point all year for Augusto Fernandez. That came with the
Golden Rider of 2024 in MotoGP. This is run 3 then for Jorge Martin on that factory Aprilia. Pecco Bagnaia pointed to that, didn't he, as the big difference between the two. He said it's something he's going to work on for next season, saying that sometimes it's better to think more about the situation and take a 4th or 5th place than crashing out of a race or a sprint. That was something that Jorge Martin did so well.
Off at turn 2 for reigning Moto 2 world champion Ayagura. But let's get some early impressions about 2025 from Trackhouse Racing boss Davide Brivio, who joins Jack.
Yeah, he does indeed. Davide, a soft approach with soft tire, and so it's good. I like the way to go. It's looking like it could be more balance between manufacturer. The top rider has been more spread around, which I think is very.
Marquez just taking on a bit of food about building up that personal database of knowledge. Just getting himself prepped. I think he admitted himself, he never really seriously thought he was a title
He's, as mentioned earlier on, he's here to enjoy himself and get that enjoyment back. That mission was accomplished this season, as mentioned earlier on this morning.
In that Grand Prix, which means he became just the 5th rider in history with Roger. Just enjoyed racing once again, did he, Marc Marquez? He spoke in glowing terms about the influence of the Gresini racing team. And of course Honda as well, because 2024 should have actually been the 4th and final year.
Took his best qualifying of the season, but that was only 13th place. And of course we are talking about it all season for Joan Mir, which tells its own story.
Yes, Grand Prix DNF on Sunday was his.
Davide Tardozzi, Jack Appleyard. Is it pit lane for us, Jack?
Yeah, I'll keep it short and sweet before you have some.
Everything we expected, and we knew that to bring the winter and to bring to Sepang.
Of course, your focus is here, but just finally, I imagine quite interested to see what.
In the near future, I think that in the end we have happy about, and we trust a lot our riders.
Thanks, Davide.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks very much to Jack. Thank
To be here around to hear what the guys say, the new ones, also the new stuff, to see the new stuff rolling, like we are seeing Pedro trying different.
behind the scenes as a part of the test team. What do you think, or what have you told them are the key areas that they really need to focus on for 2025?
Well, actually, there is these topics where you always try to get more, like turning acceleration not by two.
Test here in Barcelona with a 1:39.690 on another good fast lap right now. It's Pedro Acosta. You have the privilege of sort of
Sometimes we forget that this actually his first year in MotoGP. Next year is going to be the second one, because sometimes we were asking him a lot, maybe too much, and then nobody expect what he was doing this year. Actually, so early. We were talking with Danny at the beginning of the year, and we were expecting that maybe he's super humble. He is a very good guy to make team building. Everyone loved him, not just because he's
about this year's MotoGP and what we might see in 2025 as well. First of all, the new number one, Jorge Martin, 32 points to beat him and win the championship was something special this year.
Yeah, when you see the numbers and you see Pecco Bagnaia finish second in the championship, wow. That is knowledge.
Yeah.
This needs to happen sooner or later. So it's better that it happens soon. Like that, you can learn from the mistakes.
And just back on Jorge, I mean, just an astonishing season.
Because that's a teamwork. In MotoGP, I think you split the work in two and you have two small teams inside one team.
Do you think those two will gel together? And do you think it's going to be quite a tough challenge for the Ducati management moving forward?
Yeah, that with the factory, fighting for the same factory, with the same sponsors, that changed quite a lot. So the point is that we are going to see he was actually celebrating, we will say, Uppsala.
3 out of 3 rookies have now gone down because Fermin Aldeguer is now on the floor. Aldeguer currently adds his name to the list in the heart of the corner. Aldeguer goes down.
Just quickly on this part, I mean, I'm sure you're in the Turn 5 club in Catalonia, every rider.
But we are facing 25 degrees on track, which is very cold. And then you need to add on is that we have a...
It's going to adjust to what's going to be a very, very different lifestyle.
Yeah, Les was looking for something like that because it's really difficult going to Honda. This is an amazing target, an amazing goal, and to make them win again or be in the top again. How you work, how is the organization inside the factory, how is the testing, because testing is a very important part of this world right now where these guys...
And what about your personal plans for 2025, Paul? You did 3 wildcards this year. Has it already been finalised and discussed what your plans are for next season?
In a way that I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying so much. I'm talking with the zone on the TV, match it together with the test team. I can be here with the guys. I can hear what they say.
The Moto2 World Championship, but it's so much hard work, so much dedication, so much sacrifice that you have to put in. So, sort of stepping...
The feeling that you are able to finish in that top 10 position in a MotoGP class where the level is so high this year. Wow, Maverick is flying now. 39.9 already first day.
He likes the KTM there.
Remarkable level character, isn't he, Pol Espargaro? Obviously, you can't see myself and Lewis here in the competition.
So far for Maverick on his first morning on board the KTM R16, we know he does tend to go well in testing, but be that as it may, he's up in 4th place at the moment. And I think what we've also learned so far this morning, we've learned that MotoGP is tough business if you're a rookie. All 3 of them have gone down in this first 3 hours of... Fabio
Di Gianantonio will be in the commentary box. Of course, we're going to go off air in just over 2 minutes' time for exactly 1 hour. 2 p.m.
Through the rest of the day. Pecco Bagnaia then, the former world champion, and Joan Mir. Frankie Morbidelli for VR46, 8th ahead of the 2 factory. Luca Marini had a crash at turn 5 early on. He's 16th ahead of Miguel.
Leads the Barcelona test here in Catalonia. We will see you in what...
Halo guys, oke guys, hari ini kita bermain game GTA ya guys. Oke guys, mulai aja guys kita. Kita akan pergi ke kota mana ya? Kita harus butuh mobil dulu guys untuk kita bermain. Kita harus, oh ada mobil sini, kita tahan dulu mobilnya. Kayaknya kita harus ke kota mengambil teman. Oke guys. Aduh. Sorry. Pip. Kita butuh pip. Aduh, bintang 1 kan. Karena aduh, mobilnya juga mau jatuh terus guys. Kebalik terus. Kita kayaknya butuh kemana ya? Oh, kita ke dalam bandara. Aduh. Pip. Wow. Banyak sekali. Wih, ada ini preman guys. Preman, kita harus membunuhnya. Nah, itu preman guys. Kita harus membasmi preman yang merusuh kota ini guys. Waduh. Kita jalan-jalan dulu guys. Aduh, ditabrak. Aduh, waktu udah mau malam, jam 7. Sedikit lagi jam 7 gelap. Kita tidak bisa melihat, makin gelap. Kita kemana ya? Kamu ini preman guys, dia nih preman nih dia nih. Kemarin lihat dia bahaya. Kita butuh mobil atau motor guys, kita cari motor atau mobil. Woi, ada perampokan. Dia dirampok guys. Dia lari. Mana. Oh, ini. Bahaya. Jam-jam gini banyak cewek mangkal ya. Lihat. Banyak banget cewek-cewek yang lagi mangkal guys. Kita harus mana ya? Kita harus pelan-pelan soalnya di sini nih, biasa di sini premannya banyak. Preman itu banyak, preman yang berkeliaran jam-jam segini. Kita harus membasmi. Woi, kita lagi tembak. Waduh, bintang udah, aduh, bintang 2 gini setengah mati guys. Udah nggak bisa dihilangin lagi. Bisa, cuman kita harus pergi kemana ya? Kita butuh senjata. Senjata kita tidak ada. Oh no, fuck me. Wow, kita lari guys. Aduh. Wih. Kita butuh senjata. Aduh, kita cari darah dulu guys. Biasa darah di sana sih. Aduh, stamina kita udah habis. Oh, kita dikejar mulu. Diam dulu lah. Go. Aduh, ditembak banyak pecah. Mana ya? Waduh, bahaya ini. Harus lari kemana ini? Pip. Mana mereka? Wih, banyak sekali. Bajingan. Ini dia nih. Waduh, bintang 3 lagi. Astaga. Wih. Wih. Aduh. Kita digerem. Ya Allah. Aduh, mati kan.